All right, we're going to move on to one of my favorite topics, which is Democrats fighting with Democrats. It's my favorite. They just got their butts kicked in a presidential election and Congress, and there's a big feud about what does the party do? Did we go too woke? Do we need to be economic populists? Do we need to return to the center? There's all sorts of theories going on around there, none of it of which was the fault of Kamala Harris being an idiot. But there's a lot of fighting in the party, and one of the proxy fights that just took place, AOC tried to become chair of oversight committee for a month until the new Congress is sworn in, so not a big deal, but she tried to become chair of oversight committee. And she promised the mainstream Democrats that she would no longer support challengers to incumbent Democrats as a concession to get the oversight. And even though she did that, Nancy Pelosi from her hospital bed whipped enough votes to defeat her and put in place 74-year-old old white man, Representative Conley, as the chair of oversight, and AOC lost. She did get 84 votes, which is a significant amount of the caucus. I think he got like 130 something. So, Charles, what does this tell you about what's going on with the Democrats?
I think there's so many things at play here. One, the fact that Nancy Pelosi has the ability, the strength, the whatever gravitas to whip votes from her hospital room to stop AOC. One. Two, the fact that on both sides, the stranglehold that the plus 70-year-old crowd has on leadership and just elected office as a whole, and their ability to restrict anyone under the age of 40 from accomplishing anything is remarkable. And they will die with the death grip on that power is just unbelievable. Three, it does seem as though that faction in the party, I mean, it says a lot about AOC that you're willing to stop challenging incumbents who go against your beliefs and values simply so you can get in power. It's kind of crazy. And then lastly, it sounds like they're trying to stop AOC from having an elevated profile, which, I mean, she's obviously probably to the same extent as Nancy Pelosi in terms of general knowledge of who she is, but there was the reports a couple weeks ago about them floating her for a candidate for president in 2028. And so I doubt Nancy Pelosi and Conley and all these older Democrats would ever want to see that. And so not that I think that oversight committee for 30 days would necessarily boost her into a position, but it probably would help to some extent. I think they're going to do everything they can to make sure that does not happen so that they don't have to answer to her. And so it's interesting, but I think a lot of it parallels the stuff we see on the right, unfortunately.
This is for the Intelligence Oversight Committee. Is that right?
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I think so. I think you're correct. I think that AOC would be good at that.
Why?
I don't agree with her politically, but doesn't she hate the intelligence community? Isn't that sort of part of her persona is to be against the FBI and the CIA, unless of course it's against, Republicans maybe. But
I think it used to be part of her persona, but I don't know that it's still prominent in her ideology, because there was something that happened when Biden was elected and we decided to send a bunch of money to Ukraine, where the Democrats lost sense of their anti-war, anti-CIA sensibilities.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I mean to say is that if there's not a lot of Democrats, there's not a lot of politicians. Let's be honest, all right? Not a lot of politicians that I trust to be up there and actually provide some oversight.
You would trust AOC?
No, but she would be better than I don't know, Mitch McConnell.
I get your point. You're saying Senator Wyden. I'd take him overseeing the NSA. Why? Because in the past he said we should abolish the NSA.
Yeah.
So, that was a contrarian take I didn't expect from Brad Swail.
I mean, have you not seen AOC?
No, it's true. You make judgments based on physical appearance only. Would you guys say she's the most popular Democrat in the country?
Ooh.
Popular among who? The country or Democrats?
Among Democrats, we'll say.
Democrat activists or Democrat establishment?
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm
generally both.
I think that she bridges the gap between the activists and the established regular Joe Blow, blue-pilled Charles Blain Democrats. A little bit.
I would say, yeah, she's probably the most popular because I think the outside of DC establishment doesn't dislike her. It's only the inside of DC establishment that dislikes her. I think everybody else like sees the benefit of having her in it. So
I'm trying to think of someone more popular, like that's like actually like liked. I mean, is Greg Casar a rising star? Yes.
Gretchen Whitmer,
Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, but his celebrity is waning.
I guess I was thinking more in Congress or the Senate. I wasn't thinking like just a broader I mean, Oprah. I mean, the fuck. Like, if we can just pick anybody, Beyonce,
Elizabeth Warren. I think is
nobody likes.
She's not popular.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
How would I know?
Ever since she started talking about breaking up the tech monopolies, they've been playing games against her, and now she's less popular.
Yeah, I think AOC is the most popular Democrat, and I think she's a serious contender for 2028. And I know that
to win or for the candidacy,
both.
Oh shit!
Oh wow!
Whoa! You think AOC can win the presidency? What the fuck is happening?
A lot is going to happen in 4 years. She'll be older and wiser. She'll be 30. She'll be 39-ish. 39-ish.
Is there
that's how old
I missed? What the hell's happening?
That's how old John F. Kennedy was when he was elected president, right?
She 39? Is like the new age John F. Kennedy.
One, you guys should not wear sunglasses.
And you should wear sunglasses. And
don't wear sunglasses. It's not a good
as
we looking back at us, we don't want to see it anymore.
I don't need this to look. I don't need sunglasses to look good. So it's fine.
So I said it's a little jealousy. As we saw in her tweet, there are Trump AOC voters, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the
Casar voters too?
What?
There's Trump Casar voters too.
And what was the common thread?
Anti-establishmentarianism.
Yep. And authenticity.
Yep.
And the Democrats have gone with this robot candidate 3 times in a row that just toes the party line. And I think there's big changes coming in 2028. And I think AOC's in contention, we'll say. Not assured.
AOC and what's his name? JD Vance. That would be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, that would be an interesting matchup. I don't know. I presumably JD Vance would win. I guess it depends on how well this next how well he does with Trump over the next 4 years, right? It's pretty wild that Michael Searle, of all people, is saying that AOC has a real chance to win.
I've been saying this for years.
I know, but I still think that she's a little. I don't think the DNC is going to let her do that.
Maybe
they'll Bernie Sanders her in a heartbeat.
He's not saying she's going to. He said she has a chance, and I think it's hard to say, given the anti-establishment mentality of the country, that to say that she doesn't have a chance.
The pendulum swings, man. I've been saying this. I've argued with Adam Loewy about this years ago. And I would say that the fight in the Democratic Party over control has taken longer than I thought it would, but it's happening. We just saw it. Nancy Pelosi, Mama Bear, as AOC refers to her, still got it, but she's not around for that much longer. And who's going to fill that power vacuum? I think it's going to be the celebrity types like AOC with the big Twitter following that can move social media. And man, she's going to be 39. Maybe she won't be the presidential candidate next cycle. Maybe it's 2032. I don't know. But I still maintain that JD Vance should not run in 2028.
What? Will you still maintain that? Like you've talked about this with.
We haven't talked this on the show?
No.
Oh, you want to hear my strategy on this? JD Vance, we should pick a woman to run. JD Vance should get up there and he should say, women have been stepping up for me my entire life to make sure that I had success. I'm going to step aside and be VP to Tulsi Gabbard or whomever, the woman that they choose to be the Republican candidate. And that's going to be the ticket. And we win for 8 more years. And then he runs in 2036 and wins.
That's interesting.
Ugh.
Why?
Imagine being vice president for 12 years. I would die.
He's young. Let the Republicans get the first woman president. It'll work. It would work in a heartbeat. We've got all these new crunchy moms as part of the coalition. Maha's going to deliver, and then JD's going to be like, "It's time for a woman."
Well, listen, we have 4 weeks. Kamala still might be president. We don't know that.
It's true.
How so?
Very true.
Joe Biden might step aside. You just never know.
Oh,
she could be the first female president.
If you were him, wouldn't you do that though? Like for your party, even no matter how pissed off you would be, like, wouldn't you be like, all right, let me just step down 4 weeks. I got a good run. Let me make sure that my legacy is putting in the first female president. If you're a Democrat and that's what you're thinking about, that your legacy is putting in the first president and female president after putting in the first female VP. And yeah.
No, I think he's too bitter.
Yeah.
Is that what I would do? No, that's not what I would do.
You were Joe Biden, so a lifelong Democrat who's dedicated to the Democratic Party.
Well, if I was the exact president right now, so what would Joe Biden do? Not what would I do?
Next topic.
Oh my God.
You got to think about, there's the Gretchen Whitmers, there's the AOCs, there's the Nancy Pelosi's, all the women the Elizabeth Warrens.
It's going to be Whitmer AOC.
All the women that want to be the first woman president would not support him appointing Kamala in the last weeks and her being titled the first.
Yeah, who asked them?
But why does Joe Biden want to do Kamala Harris a favor? She just knifed him out of the presidency and she got her butt kicked. And Joe Biden and Jill Biden probably voted Trump.
Well, to be fair, I don't think she knifed her. I think that was like the established, like, I think that was Nancy and them. Like, I'm sure she was ready and willing, but I feel like that was the rest of them being like, we need to win. Like,
I've often heard that she's ready and willing.
But what's funny is the whole Big Gretch thing, I didn't realize it was like actually a thing. I was with my aunt the other week and she's from Detroit. And I was like, oh, what do you think about her? She's like, Big Gretch? Like, they love her down there. It's kind of crazy. I thought it was like a joke, but like, they're like all about her.
Brad likes her too.
I mean, I think that for a politician, she's not unattractive.
Nancy Mace or Big Gretch? Who you
Nancy
taking?
Mace, 100%. What's wrong with you?
Just, I'm trying to figure out the hierarchy. I mean, I know it's number one, Anna Paulina Luna. Number one.
Hi, hello.
Where's AOC? Is AOC ahead of Nancy Mace?
Yeah, and AOC is above. Yes, she's above Nancy Mace for sure. I think Lauren Boebert might be above Nancy Mace. Maybe they're tied. I don't know.
And then the lady with purple hair is number one, whatever her name is, because she's smoking hot.
That old Skexy, what's her name?
You know who I'm talking about.
That old lady?
Yeah.
Well, hair. Oh, that old lady that like who's just sitting there always reading?
Always reading?
Wait, who are you? Are you talking about somebody real?
Rosa DeLauro.
Rosa, from Connecticut. Yeah, I mean, she's. I didn't realize that she was a contender, to be honest. But now that I know, she's at the top of the list for sure. Oh my God, can you imagine? Those teeth come out. You know that, right?
All right, next topic.
All right, we'll stop. We're just playing around, folks. We're just playing around. Okay, we got 5 minutes.